What's up, everybody? Tricks Ridiculous back with another video, and this is the first of a series of Marvel Snap card review videos. I'm going to create an entire playlist of all cards within Marvel Snap, at least the ones that have abilities, breaking them down and kind of giving a little bit of an analysis of where they can go and how they can be best played. Now, I don't expect these videos to be extremely long, but this being the first of the series, I figured I'd give a little bit of an overview. Now, I will be going into more Marvel Snap content once it comes out of the closed beta and actually gets released. There's going to be, more people having access to the game. The card pool is going to increase. We're going to be doing some deck reviews, deck building, all that stuff, obviously live gameplay, all that good stuff. But I wanted to do this series just kind of going through some impactful cards within the format and just analyzing, how they can best be utilized, where their strengths and weaknesses lie. So we're going to start this video with one of my personal favorites, America Chavez. Now, America Chavez is a 6 mana cost, 10 power card, and her unique ability is that you always draw her on turn 6 and not before. So this is a very interesting ability. She actually has there's two other cards that have this ability. One of them is Quicksilver, who is always drawn on turn 1, and Domino, who is always drawn on turn 2. But I think America Chavez is actually the best out of the three, and the reason being having that consistent 6-drop will add, all three of these cards add quote-unquote consistency to your deck, right? You know when you're going to draw them, you know when you can play them. But America Chavez being that 6-drop really adds that extra level of consistency. And the reason for that is because you always draw her on turn 6, you don't actually ever draw her before. So if you're playing a deck, this is going to sound a little counterintuitive, but if you're playing a deck that doesn't even want a 6-drop, America Chavez can actually be a pretty good include in a deck like that, because if you're playing a different 6-drop, that might get stuck in your hand in the earlier game, and you're not going to be able to get the rest of your deck off. If you're playing kind of a low-cost deck, you're not going to be able to get those cards off as consistently. So this is going to be a card in your deck that you never, ever have in your hand except for turn 6, all right? So if you're playing this, of course, I would strongly recommend not playing another 6-drop, right? Because there's no point in playing another 6-drop in a deck that has America, because you're always going to get America on 6. If you're playing another 6-drop, that is going to clunk up your hand. You're not going to even be able to play it until turn 6, and then you're going to draw America. You're going to have 2 6s, so that's not going to work. The only exception I could see is if, the location, I forget the name right off the top of my head, the one that gives a 7th turn to the game, comes up, and I think there is a card, Magic, that actually transforms a location into that location. There might be something funky, but that card's not relevant in the card pool right this minute. But I would strongly recommend, if you do get America Chavez, if you're in the beta or if you're watching this video at a later date, America Chavez is available within Card Pool 1, which means collection level 18 through 214. So you might get her really early in your collection. You might get her towards the end. It is random, but you will get her before or on level 214. So she's one of the earlier cards in the overall collection that you do get. And I strongly recommend, if you're not sure of, the 6-drop that you want, or you're having trouble with the 6-drop that you're currently playing, maybe you're playing a Blue Marvel, maybe you're playing a Spectrum or an Odin, that could be, you think might be useful for your deck, and it probably is. But if you're finding it a little inconsistent to actually get it the turn you want it, and the rest of your deck is running, pretty smoothly otherwise, I urge you, try America Chavez. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with the result. Like I said, really the bottom line with this card, it's a respectable power for 6 mana. This is not, 10 is not super low, it's not super high, but it is a respectable amount, and it is a consistent amount. So if this is your only 6-drop in the deck, the rest of your deck is going to flow very smoothly, and then you'll draw this on 6. And whether you play it or not, you don't have to. If you've still got other cards in your hand, maybe you're doing a Moon Girl strategy, something like that, where you're just playing tons and tons of low drops, duplicating cards in your hand, things like that. You might not even need America, but even just having America in the deck is going to make sure the rest of your deck is just slightly more consistent. So strongly recommend America Chavez. Give her a go. That's it for this video. I'll be sure to update once the game comes out, and with all the videos in this series, I'll be looking to try to do more in-depth reviews that actually have gameplay and decks that revolve around the card to really try to break it down even further. But that's all I've got in this video. If you do pull America, give her a go. Be sure to like the video if you like this kind of short form content. This being the first of these videos was a little bit longer. I promise the later ones in this series will be much shorter than this, just going right into the analysis. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. Join the Discord. Link is in the description. That's it for me, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.